Hello everyone, I'm Theresa Ervin, Marketing and Communications Specialist for the Troy Chamber of Commerce. And today I'm at Manpower for an episode of Inside Corporate Troy. With me today is Nick Gasiorowski, Manpower's Detroit North Marketing Manager. Welcome, Nick.
Thanks.
So we're excited to be here. We're happy to have you. I'd love to just jump right in and have you tell us a little bit about Manpower.
So Manpower is actually a division of the Manpower Group, corporate companies based in Milwaukee. We provide staffing services to various industries, and especially in Metro Detroit, a lot of different clients as well. So whether it's temporary or permanent or direct hire positions, from anything from a basic entry-level administrative assistant all the way up to a C-level executive.
Wonderful. That's extremely exciting to see the diverse different topics that you cover and especially positions that you cover.
Yes.
Which is really wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, my office is in North Metro Detroit, so we have 4 corporate offices here in the Metro Detroit area. I manage 2 of them, one in Shelby Township, one in lovely Troy, Rochester Hills area, which you're at today. We have grown so much in the light industrial space, and now we're tapping into the banking industry as well. So from the Manpower perspective, we started in Milwaukee in the light industrial space. So think of the name Manpower. Most people think of the industrial space or the general labor positions, but we're so much more than that. Manpower has Manpower Group and Experis and Right Management, all different companies that you might have heard about or heard throughout the history. So we have Experis, which specializes in our IT and engineering and financing and accounting space. Yeah. So if someone contacts me directly and says, I'm looking for a CPA, it's through Manpower, but it's actually going to be through our sister partner or company called Experis.
That's extremely interesting.
It's great.
Yeah.
So we have different leverages that we can utilize. So the Manpower brand that I work for, we're really in that office, clerical, call center, light industrial, manufacturing environments.
That's wonderful. I love the play on word for the Manpower industrial.
Yes.
Once you know that kind of like relationship between the words, I love that.
Exactly. I mean, we all kind of specialize in our own thing, and then we kind of branch off, and with over 400 offices just in North America alone, Manpower is growing leaps and bounds. We have 20 plus offices, and actually in Michigan.
Wow.
It's great. So we can service a company here in Troy, and then the same company that's in Grand Rapids. I can contact one of my market managers over there, and we can just do everything. It's fantastic.
That's really wonderful. Yeah. 20 locations in Michigan.
Yes. Yeah.
That is insane.
All the way up in the UP, Ludington, Traverse City. It's fantastic.
That's really wonderful.
Yeah.
So would you say kind of this expansion of growth of offices has been primarily in the North America? Or is it all across the
We are global,
US?
Believe it or not. I've actually had the opportunity to work with our international team before. And just to understand the difference in working environments is I find interesting. Obviously, I've been in this for 11 years, so I love it. But we can provide all different service levels locally to a global level, which really is a competitive advantage for us in this space. With that centralized billing, skills and assessments and tools, resources are all standardized then. So a company can feel confident coming to us and saying, I have a large global organization, I need staffing services. I want to make it consistent across the board. I need your help with that. All the way to the little mom and pop shop, little 10-person company that just needs that amazing secretary or administrative assistant for them. We can make sure that they have the top-notch skill set, and especially in today's world of work, there's so many opportunities out there. It's hard finding the right match, and that's what a staffing company does. That's what we do. We are a skills and match setter, especially in today's changing environment. Technology is taking over so much. So what are the next jobs? What do people need to be going to school for? Take a look at cars, for example, for the Motor City, right? So self-driving vehicles. Who would have thought? Like, we're now in the era of George Jetson almost, which is really exciting. I grew up watching the Flintstones, those cars. Now we have the new cars almost flying. So it's one of those things where we have the resources of going, companies are shifting towards this. So if you're afraid of computers or you're afraid of technology, we can provide you with the skills, excuse me, to get you into those manufacturing. Manufacturing environments are changing. They're going to a lot of robotics. So robotic training. We need people that are more comfortable with that. So it's one of those things where, especially in this Motor City area, a lot of the manufacturing environments are changing and they're shifting, and they still need bodies. They still need people, but it's a different skill set where you're running 5 robotics instead of running one thing. So it's really interesting just to see the changes that are taking place in my hometown, and just being able to provide skills and having conversations with individuals saying, it's great that you've been working for, ABC company for the past 15 years. Let's get you to the next level. You don't necessarily need a college degree anymore to earn a nice living. You can go and just get certified in certain arenas, and Manpower can help with that.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I'd love to touch on that in a minute, but I just think it's so exciting how you being with Manpower, you're really on the forefront. You're planning out the next future workforce to then build those jets and cars and things like that. That is incredibly exciting to just see these adaptations in the industries and see the change, and that's really exciting. It's interesting to hear, and I can tell you're excited talking about it.
I absolutely love what I do. I mean, I truly do. It's every day I'm able to go home and just feel great about myself, just knowing that I'm helping somebody and their families, finding whether it's a company getting that position filled or it's that person getting that job. It's very, very warming, and I can't tell you how many times we get thank you cards and hugs are just all the time, and it's really rewarding. It truly is.
That's wonderful. So I'd love to touch on kind of what you just mentioned about how there's so many different services that Manpower offers. And part of that, what you touched on, is finding different certifications that people can do and kind of leading them to then get the job that they're looking for. Can you touch a little bit more on that?
Yeah, so we have a free service that's available. It's called MyPath. And the MyPath program, what it does is we evaluate what an employer needs from their staff, like what is currently happening. So for example, we have a lot of needs in manufacturing, but they have to have strong computer skills. So if you think about like when you're working on a machine and grabbing things to go down, the engineering side of the space, they need to have a strong knowledge of things. And we actually have the different skills that if you're missing on something, we can match it on another side of the house. So a lot of what we're seeing is because technology is taking over, interpersonal conversations are something that people are having a hard time communicating with. We have an emotional intelligence program that's 45 minutes long that really helps someone understand. You might be saying like this, but you're being heard in a different direction. And I have so many people come to me that have taken it and go, wow, this is really interesting. I didn't think about it like that. And I'm like, yeah, it's all about how you put it. I had my team go through it actually as well. And they're like, all right, I see how bad I am. I'm like, yeah, sometimes it is. But it can also turn into just, matching the skills of, I have everything that this company is looking for, but I don't have a certain software skill. So I might not have Microsoft Outlook skills or QuickBooks or something that's very simplistic that you could go to your resource of your colleges and universities, but they're going to charge you a couple $1,000s to take that course. Here, come to us. We can get you trained for free on that. And it's just as good, if not better, because it's just condensed directly for you in maybe 2-3 hours. And it's done at the leisure of your home. Or if you need to come to the office, you can do it at the office as well. So it's a various sort of skills where we really are changing the way the staffing industry is traditionally staffed individuals. Instead of saying, we're just going to give you staff and personnel, right?
Bodies.
We are giving you a skill.
That's wonderful.
So what are the skills that you need? Those are the conversations we're having with clients. not what kind of person you're looking for. What are the skills that you need for the job? Because I'll get those for you. And then from there, it's a culture fit, right? So it's really changing the way staffing and recruiting agencies have worked with clients before. Are you matching people to skills?
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. So now, Nick, while I do have you here,
Yep.
I want to pick your brain. In your perspective, we've talked so much about kind of how the industries are changing,
Yep.
how the staffing industry itself is changing, especially with Manpower being on the forefront of so many of these different kind of hot topics. In your perspective, just talking about the industry, what do you think, or what are your kind of predictions for walking into the next quarter or second half of the year? Who's going to have the most staffing needs out of these industries? Highest volume. It's a tough one.
It's a tough one because it's one of those arenas where now you have unemployment just keeps going down and down. And being in the Motor City with the reduction in GM, but the growth with Fiat, I'm getting calls every single day in the manufacturing space, believe it or not.
Wow.
But they're looking for people that are tech savvy, that aren't afraid to be behind the machines, to be working behind computer systems and modulars and running 4 or 5 different machines at one time. That's a skill set that you and I are probably used to because we're so used to sitting at a desk and having 4 screens pop up at one time and then the phone ringing and something. But when you look at it from a skill of the standard manufacturing arena in the automotive sector, for example, you're doing one repetitive job over and over.
Yeah.
You don't have the distractions of everything else. So it's a different skill set. So when we're sitting down with individuals, it's tell me about a time when you're working on multiple different projects at one time. How do you rank the urgency of things? Rather than what machine do you know? Yep. So it's really just, the manufacturing space is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And also, especially for at least my office here in Troy, the financial sector, we're getting more a request for bank tellers or call center agents that have a financial background,
really?
Which is great. But it's what we're looking for in that is the interpersonal skills, which some people just don't have. But we can help with that.
Right? Among many other things that Manpower can help with.
Yep.
I think people are starting to crave that kind of one-on-one attention.
Yes.
We deal with tech so much in everyday life that it's nice to kind of have a break and have another person at the end of the phone when you call and not just a computer.
Yeah, or the rotary.
Or the rotary 1 through 4.
Yeah. please select an option. Yes. Yep.
Well, that's incredibly exciting. It sounds like 2019 will be an exciting year for Manpower. And personally, I'm very excited to see how you staff the rest of our workforce. I'm excited.
Me too.
Wonderful. Well, that's just about all the time that we have today for today's episode of Inside Corporate Troy. Nick, I'd like to thank you again for sitting down with me.
No problem.
The laughs and the information were a lot of different fun.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you. And for the viewers watching, thank you again. This is Theresa Ervin with the Troy Chamber of Commerce. If you'd like to learn more about the Chamber and its members, I invite you to visit troychamber.com. And if you'd like to learn more about Inside Corporate Troy, please take a look at our YouTube channels and all of our social media handles. And again, this is Theresa, and I'll see you on the next episode of Inside Corporate Troy.